Hey guys and girls, how are you doing? Hope everybody's well. Big shout out to everybody out there who are commenting. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I enjoy our little question and answer, and it goes both ways too. So thanks a lot for the help with everything, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy schedules to post. So thank you very much. So can you put a 6-saddle bridge on an EART Telecaster? So here's the Telecaster I modded. You guys have seen the videos. If you haven't, you can check it out. The original plan was to go with a 6-saddle bridge, but I ended up installing this Wilkinson 3-saddle compensated bridge, and I'll tell you why in a sec. So the original plan was to put this Babix bridge on there. But again, if you look at my videos, you will see that with the EART guitars, the pickup route is ½ an inch further back near the butt end of the guitar than a typical Fender Telecaster or Squier or whatever. So because it's a ½ an inch back, this Babix bridge has two issues. The first problem is these intonation adjustment screws are too short. Because the bridge is sitting further back, you have to push these saddles forward in order for the guitar to intonate. And the other problem is this style saddle has kind of a fork in front of the cam that the string sits on, and these forks allow for the saddle to be screwed down. Once the intonation is achieved, you can screw it down to lock it in place, which is great. It's great design. However, these forks actually have to come so forward that they hit the pickup adjustment height screw, and you can't get them forward enough. So this doesn't work. Here's a bridge I had. I didn't show this on previous videos, but this is and it's been well used. You can see the paint's wore off, but this is a nice big heavy duty thick steel bridge by Goto, and it's a 6-saddle bridge. And screw wise, you'll see it has the 4 mounting screws just like the EART guitar does. So this will mount on the EART guitar, but again, the issue is that this saddle, like if you look at them, look at where the saddle is, where the strings would be, and look at how far forward they would have to go. So this saddle would have to be about ½ inch just below this pickup adjustment screw for the guitar to intonate. So which would require super long adjustment screws, right? So anyway, I couldn't make this saddle work. So that one was out. Somebody on the comments while I was doing the mods on my guitar told me that they took the original EART bridge plate, they drilled out the top load string holes, okay, which I did as well. They drilled out the top load string holes right here, like these holes that you see there, so that they could fit regular saddle screws in there. And then they bought some roller saddles, which from what I understand is just a regular square saddle like this. Okay, you'll see I have a square saddle in there installed. I didn't put the spring in there just to be a little bit faster. But so it's just a regular saddle, but it has a roller pin up here where the string sits in the groove there. So unless there's a different style of roller saddle that I'm not aware of, but anyway. So anyway, and this guy told me that he has an EART guitar just like mine, and he did that. He drilled out the plates, and then he put 6 individual roller saddles that he bought on Amazon, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And I won't say the name, or just out of respect and privacy. I don't know if it was in a private message that he told me this or if it was public. And I'm not really sure how this YouTube stuff works. So if you've seen my videos, you know I'm definitely an amateur. So anyway, I thought, hey, that's a great idea. So I'll try that. And this was before I did, my mods and stuff with the bridge plate that I have. So I did that, but the problem is, here's where this saddle would need to be to intonate properly. Okay, so just about, like maybe not that far forward, but about there. So about 1/4 of an inch below where this pickup adjustment height screw is. Okay, but here's the problem. Let's use this piece of wire so it's easily seen as our guitar string. So here's where the string comes through, right? Here's where the string comes through out of the back, and once you drill out these holes, you can't top load your guitar anymore, right? So once you drill these holes out, and you put 6 saddles in there, you are string through body mounting your strings. So this comes out, but now look at this. How are you supposed to get the string inside the middle of the saddle where it's supposed to go? Because these types of saddle require, and I'll show you on this one, right? Require the string to come out in the saddle. So on this one, the string would come out, see, it would go in, it would come out through the saddle, you would bring your string up and head it to the tuner, and there you go, there you have it. Okay, it sits in the groove and you're all good. But with these bridges, even though you can get a screw that's long enough to get the saddle forward enough to intonate, that's all fine and dandy, but how do you get the string through the saddle when the hole is way back here? So that's not, I mean, unless you're like flipping the saddle on the side, right, and then pulling your string through and then turning the saddle over again, which is going to be kinking your string and bending it and probably, encouraging premature breaks. So I don't know how this guy did it, and I'm not like, calling him out and saying, you're full of it and blah blah. No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying I really seriously don't understand how you were able to use roller saddles and install 6 of them by drilling out these holes and putting them in there, and being able to use your string through body holes to mount the string. Anyway, fist bump to you for being able to do that, but I cannot make it work with this at all. Unless your roller saddles are kind of a different style altogether and they don't work this way. But anyway, I really wanted to try and get 6 saddles on my EART Tele, because even after my mods and everything's done, everything works great, everything's good, but you cannot 100% intonate the guitar when you have 2 strings on the same saddle. Because when you back up this saddle, right, it affects both strings. Now these are compensated, but they're still not, it's still not perfect. Ideally, you want each string to have its own intonation adjustment if you want the intonation to be bang on. And I'm talking about bridges that were, I've had Callahan bridges, I've had Rudders bridges. These things are like $230 Canadian, like shipped to my door. Might be cheaper in the US. And still the intonation is pretty darn close, but it's still not perfect. So I found this bridge plate on Amazon, 21 bucks. I'll post a link to it in the description. Not that I'm advertising for Amazon or these bridges by any means. It's a cheap bridge, man. Like that's what it is. But it has 6 saddles. They look like the barrel style saddles that come on the EART bridges, but instead of having 2 strings on each one, you have 1 string on each one, and they're offset. So, which is really cool. You can top load, or you can string through body load, and either way, when you do it, so when I run my string through, it's going to come out on the side of your intonation adjustment screw. So you can see that. And then your string will fall directly in the groove. And these saddles are notched just like the EART bridge saddles. See how they're notched? I like that because the string stays in there. On this bridge, although this is a compensated saddle, they don't have any notches in there. And if you play hard enough and you're strumming hard enough, the string will actually slide a little bit on these brass saddles. And then as soon as they slide, you know what, you're out of tune. So then you got to readjust, retune. And so anyway, so I like the idea of this bridge plate having 6 individual saddles and they're all grooved. And then when you run your string through, that's it. And if you want to top mount it, same thing. The hole is slightly offset. So it goes through the back. Your string comes up above the saddle. And there you go. So that eliminates the issue of this setup, right? It's an ashtray style bridge too, so it kind of looks still vintage. But that eliminates this issue of putting your string through, having it come out, and how do you get it in this hole, right? And like I said, I guess you could turn the saddle sideways and you could put it through, and then you go, you see all the kinks that are going on here, and then you can go get your string like this, and then flip your saddle over again, right? And then by then your string is wrecked, like totally wrecked. But at least now you would be, you know, your string would be through the saddle and you could pull it through. But you can see how it's like it's locked in there. So it's already kinked. So for me, this wasn't a viable option. I couldn't make that work. So can you install a 6 saddle bridge on an EART Tele? Well, the fact that the bridge plate is set 1/2 inch back is going to require some longer screws. These may work if you can find something that'll allow you to put the string through the bottom and you know, come out through the middle of your saddle. But right now, the only thing I've been able to find is this style. So it's a 6 saddle bridge, kind of barrel tuners, two action height adjustment screws on each one. They're nice and compact. They're offset. So I don't know, you know, how good this is going to be and how well it's going to line up with the pickup magnets and stuff. But once I get it installed, I will show you, and maybe we'll do a little sound clip and see if there's much of a difference going from brass to just steel saddles. My music store here in PI, you know, stock's pretty limited. Did not have my strings in stock, so I had to order them. Could be 3-4 days before they come in. I like Elixir OptiWeb strings. I don't know, I just seem to get along well with those. And so they don't have them. So I either order those on Amazon as well, or I just wait for the music store to get them in. So as soon as my strings come in, I will rip those strings off of that guitar, put this bridge plate on, and I'll do another little video to show you how this bridge plate works. So like I said, I'll post a link to this bridge plate if some of you are interested in just reading up on it. Reviews were just fair. Honestly, mine is perfect. All these screws are nice and smooth. They all work well. The intonation adjustment screws work well. You know, the height ones too. The bridge plate is nice and square. It's not warped. It's not. But some of the comments were that these screws were stripped and they couldn't get them to work, or they were seized, or so I don't know. I guess for 21 bucks, you know, what do you expect, right? But mine came well packaged, a nice padded envelope. There was actually a nice little cardboard insert underneath here, you know, so that the height adjustment screws didn't scratch your bridge plate during shipping. I thought that was kind of cool, kind of a nice touch. I've never seen that before, even in higher end bridges. And it comes with, you know, the screws and all the little tools that you need to adjust. So that's it. So anyway, I just thought I'd chime in and say that. So if you guys can, if you guys have put 6 saddles on your EART guitar, let me know what you used, and if you can send me a link. I'm really interested in seeing what you've used, because none of these things worked for me. So this option was not, the Babix bridge is not going to work on these guitars because of the 1/2 inch further back route. This isn't going to work on the guitar for the same reason. The screws aren't long enough, and even though I could put a longer screw in, but then again I'm running into the issue of the string coming through and not going inside the saddle. And this issue using the EART bridge plate, that doesn't work either, for the same issue as this this Goto one, where you're going to push your string through and you're not close to being inside the saddle, so that your string can rest on top of the saddle in the groove there before it goes to your tuner. So yeah, so that was the only way I could fix it, was with this little perch. So let me know what you guys think and what you guys have figured out and any mods you've done. Always interested to talk to people that like to think outside the box. So thanks a lot. You guys take care, and I'll keep you posted. All right, have a good one.